Happy primo Mercoledi moment de settembre. September, we are here already. Can you believe it? September the 7th already. Happy first Wednesday of the month. I'm Father Richard Fragumeni. I come to you from the beautiful shrine of Our Lady of Pompeii here in Chicago's Little Italy. And today we have a lot to celebrate. First, we celebrate a moment just a few weeks ago in the past when the community of Pompeii gathered sotto le stelle. We gathered at Sine City, where we were able to rejoice with an evening of great food from Gigi's restaurant and with great entertainment. Thanks to our donors, the Perillo family and the Colosimo family, we had the wonderful, wonderful event that still resonates beautifully in my mind. And one moment was when I heard on stage a voice that I was so familiar with. It was the voice of the lead singer from the group The Temptations. Now that goes way back, but everybody was singing, everybody was dancing. It was a highlight of the moment. So grateful to all of those who attended, grateful to our donors, grateful to the great celebration that we had in being part of a community such as this, who can gather under the stars at the end of the summertime for a wonderful evening of delight and memory. And talking about stars, tomorrow, the 8th of September, we celebrate the birthday of Mary, the great star of the church. Because we see, even in the wonderful image of Our Lady of Pompeii that decorates and enhances our altar, we see the 12 stars around her head. The 12 stars representing the cosmos, the full nature of the 12 months of the year, the 12 signs of the zodiac, the 12 apostles, the 12 tribes of Israel, the fullness of that number 12, 4 times 3, so 4 threes or 3 fours. But a wonderful, wonderful star is born, Mary, and her birthday is tomorrow. And we have among the beautiful icons that are given to us here at our shrine, donated by the Thomasina and Don Perry family, we see this wonderful icon of Mary being born. And if you notice on this icon, you see her mother, Anna, all dressed up in red, which is the color of earthly life, the lifeblood. And from her body, we see the little baby being born that is held in the hands of her husband, Mary's father, Saint Joachim. And if you notice very carefully, Mary is wrapped in swaddling clothes. And it's a wonderful image, because we do see it at Jesus' birth. He's wrapped in the same swaddling clothes as Mary. And we also saw that image in the image of the Dormition of Mary's death, where Jesus is taking the soul of Mary into his arms, wrapped in swaddling clothes. And so around St. Anne are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 midwives. Can you imagine? 5 midwives giving birth to this child. And you see the water ready for her first bath. And there is the wonderful midwife pointing to the baby and rejoicing in the baby. So these 5 midwives and Anna and Joachim celebrate the great birthday of Mary that takes place at the beginning of September, which is the beginning of our liturgical year, actually for the Orthodox Church, and certainly the beginning of our school year, the beginning of another year of the harvest now finished, moving us into the fall with the birth of Mary leading us. Here at the shrine tomorrow, on the 8th, we'll be celebrating the Eucharist to honor Mary's birthday at noon. So if you hear this and you'd like to join us at noon tomorrow to celebrate Mary's birthday. And in the middle of this wonderful month of September, we also keep the memory of grandparents. Because this coming Sunday, which is 9/11, not only will we keep the memory of what happened, actually, do you believe this? 21 years ago in New York City, we will not only keep the memory of that tragic, dastardly day, but we will keep that memory in the hope of the promise. And so part of our celebration here next Sunday will be that the chain of hope that we created 21 years ago, that wonderful chain of hope, which symbolizes the Twin Towers, will be brought out here in the church so that people can enjoy this beautiful artwork that was created with over 2,000 pieces of fabric that we collected around the city of Chicago as a sign of hope. Fabric that represented the hope of people for a world without war or violence or terrorism. Now, we're not there yet, but the hope is still strong in our hearts. And so we celebrate that hope this coming Sunday at the 11 o'clock Mass with a sign of hope in the ancestral memories, not only of Mary, whose birthday we celebrate, but this coming Sunday, 9/11, is also the day where we remember grandparents. The grandparents who passed on the hope of a better world. The grandparents that I remember coming on the boat into Ellis Island, that same city where the attacks occurred in New York 21 years ago. My grandparents came on the boat, and they were there at Ellis Island, and so many of yours were too. And they gave us the hope of a new land, a new promise. And so we're going to honor grandparents, because that's one of the great things that we do as Italian Americans, and certainly in other cultures as well, honor our ancestors. So if you're a grandmother or a grandfather, or if you have a grandmother or a grandfather, bring them to church this coming Sunday at the 11 o'clock Mass. We'll have a special blessing for grandparents, and then afterwards, they're going to be invited downstairs, the grandparents, for a special luncheon, and then I'm going to give a talk to grandparents and to the celebration of memories. Well, this Mercoledi moment wouldn't be complete if I did not remember a grandparent, and if I didn't remember an ancestor and someone who had a very important part to play, who recently died a few days ago. I want to honor the memory of Francesca Cesario. Francesca Cesario was really a holy and good woman. Her husband Giovanni died on Christmas Day just last year, and now she dies just a few days ago. And she was an important ancestor of this community because she held up the St. Joseph celebration throughout so many years. And so we want to honor her and her memory, and to her daughters, especially to her dear daughter Enrica, who does so much for our shrine, who now was a caretaker to her mother and father, and to her Aunt Vittoria, and her sister, who is here from Italy. We want to give our sympathies to both of them, and also to celebrate the good work that Francesca did. And she did in honor of dear St. Joseph, the husband of Mary, dear St. Joseph, the great foster father of Jesus, as we celebrate Mary's birth with her grandparents, with the grandparents of Jesus, Anna and Joachim. And so rest in peace, Francesca, and may you fall into the arms of St. Joseph, and also to your dear patron saint, Francesco di Paolo, whose statue we have right here in our church. And I was able to get a statue of St. Francesco di Paolo to give her as a gift, and she received it the day before she died. She received it, and she woke up as she saw the statue of Francesco. She held it, she smiled, and now may you be held, Francesca, in the arms of St. Francesco di Paolo from Calabria, and also St. Joseph, your patron. So there you have it. Mercoledi moment, September 2022. Come to church. Welcome back. Be part of our community. We're open-armed and we're open-hearted, and this is always a place where your heart has a home. Happy Mercoledi moment.